Good afternoon, West in the world. It is Thursday, March the 31st, and in class this morning, as we have turned into the home stretch of this class, and as the calendar turns from March to April, we turn towards the dawn of the 20th century, and we're setting the stage for World War I, talking about the ideas of modern life and progress in the years leading up to World War I. We took another sort of sampling approach in class this morning, talking about a number of sort of different developments, some of which will sort of feature more prominently than others as we move forward. But what I hope you heard was the sort of contrast between the mainstream view in Europe that was characterized by confidence in progress and the forward movement of Western civilization, a remnant of the attitudes of the 19th century expressed in nationalism and the new imperialism that we've been talking about in the weeks. And the contrast between that attitude and this sort of avant-garde or fringe minority that is expressing anxiety over the changes in European life and how people are affected by this new reality of the world. So to get at that, we talked about a lot of different things. We talked about the appearance of militaristic leaders like Kaiser Wilhelm II in Germany, and how their sort of saber-rattling approach to diplomacy began to set the stage for that test of strength that people believed was coming. We talked about how new scientific advances, like the discoveries of Albert Einstein and Marie Curie, are unsettling people's sense of certainty about how the physical world is made. We talked about developments in philosophy and psychology, in Nietzsche and Freud, and this uncovering of the irrational side of human nature, whether in Nietzsche's sort of philosophical ponderings or in Freud's exploration of the human unconscious mind. And then we concluded with a look at sort of the emergence of modern art, from the Impressionists through the Post-Impressionists to the Cubists, and how from Monet to Picasso we see this increasing emphasis on art moving away from art as representation to art for art's sake, to provoke us, to offer some sort of comment on the world of their time. So in all of this, again, what I hope that we're starting to understand is that there is this sort of building anxiety. And what we're going to be unpacking next week is how World War I, the so-called Great War, really just sort of lifts the lid on that anxiety of the time, and that in the destructiveness of the war, a lot of the old 19th century view is going to pass away and be replaced by something in some ways much darker and more unsettling. We'll get to all that next week. Have a good weekend. See you on Tuesday.